Hello viewers, there's a Dark97 presenting you this third part of FEBuilder tutorials and how to use it, and I don't have anything else cool to say, so today just going through these three options, see how it works, and demonstrate to you how you can use them hopefully. So first we'll start file. You can open a ROM around here, you can save as ROM or UPS. Can save as an UPS patch, you can change it in the project name. For example, put a while mode around here, you can change it to day mode. Just a joke, okay. You can create a report issue around here. This is going to be important to report bugs, so you want to get familiar with this. Basically, you create a 7-zip file with your UPS, I guess, and you put in what issues you have along with some screenshots if you can put it, but it has some size limitations, so be wary of it. You can just quit with end. You can just quit just this and close, so there's no point. Okay, you can run your emulator, first emulator in F5. So mine is GBA in this case, and a second emulator is no cache GBA, but I prefer GBA for the most part unless I have to debug or something, which I'm not that familiar with. So Excel is going to be important to, well, introduce certain patches like the skill system. You can't do it in this patches part. SAP is basically a music. It basically imports music. This one is going to be important because you can insert simpler asyncs in this part. For example, the chapter introduction event when future patch can just directly introduce with the event assembler instead of using a build file, for example. You can just, for complex files, you can just make a build file and then import through this part. Asym and C is essentially, I guess, the same thing, just build files basically. Last use file is basically a previous ROM you use. In my case, probably be a version of while mode. So these are different programs you install in the initial setup, so feel free to use it. And here's a work support, which is basically you can just edit this stuff and all. So say you can put your artist name, so you can put my name or who developed this. So for example, TH or True American Hero developed this version of ROM, so you can put them as ordered around here, and here you can just put a URL link, so you can join a development community, update the latest version, and you can create a feedback report. But honestly, just go join a Discord server or go to a FEU page and give feedback. It's a lot better in my opinion, and this is going to be the juice of everything. So the reason I didn't open a new ROM is to show the revision history. So you get every change you did prior to opening this ROM. So say if you open this ROM and if you open a clean F8 ROM and introduce any patches, you'll have that. You open a game or a patch or another hack, you'll get it'll be blank until you do all the changes. You can either test this version or you can revert to the older version, but it's kind of temporary, and as long as you don't save, I guess it's temporary, so you'll be fine. Just make sure you save before you do the stuff and all, just in case you get into trouble. And patches, this is going to be a huge meat of a hack. I really want to make a separate video, but for now, all you need to know the most important patches you want to install: anti-Fman for the English version, maybe some QL patches like the emotion bubble one, the module mini box growths. You want to put this QL stuff in, definitely, regardless of whether you want to use a skill patch or not. Graphics editor, honestly, just better off using an external program related graphics in FEBuilder. Just keep in mind you have to use 16 colors including a background, so you're limited to 15 colors in the portrait. You can import songs from another ROM. So for example, this is a ROM. Open another ROM, which will be, for example, this one. You can select a song around here. Select two songs, for example, this one and this one. This one. You can just click on this and just get a song around here. It's going to be handy if you want to import multiple songs into your ROM. So that's all you want to do about this. Length is basically, it shows you all the errors around here. So this is basically length. If there are no errors, this will be fine. Just click on this and check the length, so it'll be fine. But just in case you want to open it without going to saving a file or clicking on that engine error, feel free to click on this part. Difference debug tool is just it's a debug tool that will probably solve some potential game crash bugs. If it'll probably compare this to the previous versions of your hack and fix it, I guess. I'm not particularly sure how it works. Emulator debug tool automatically open when you open an emulator, but just in case you close it around here, you can open this around here, but it'll be a lot more practical to show you how this works instead of me telling it. Log is basically a list of errors from, if you have any, I guess. I have 66 errors. But as long as you don't crash a game, I guess having errors is fine. Usage flag list is basically finding all the flags used in this game or a chapter, so just reverse engineering and finding all the flags. So flags are basically instructions set to a certain part, I guess. For example, casual mode has a flag of 80. Conversations have a flag of 3. Basically, you're gonna use it in conjunction with event conditions in event editor to trigger some events or anything beyond a gameplay, basically. Anything in this game. So when flag namers, basically you want to name a certain flag. So each flag is a name around here. So if you want to change this temporary flag to something else, feel free to change it so it's easier to recognize. So global flag 83, you can just make this into, say, reinforcement flag, because I use this flag to summon trigger reinforcements in certain chapters. So yeah, that will make it easier to reference in the future for any other developer or for yourself. So feel free to use it that way. Anyway, then the next thing, we can export events from your hack and event assembler format. So I guess build file format, export world map events in event format, and you can export certain parts of world map with event assembler format. You can export a main table, you can export a buffer, which I'm not sure what it is, frankly. So if you just want to export events and use it on another ROM or something, you can just use it around here. Just keep in mind you need to have an event assembler to use this. Just kind of obvious, but I was a dumb idiot and then updated, so expect people might be dumb. No offense. Anyway, color reduction tool, you won't use this honestly because you're gonna always keep it 16 color. If you wanna keep it portraits and icons just buggy, so just use Usenti now. Just use an external software like Usenti or Illustrator, MS Paint. What I prefer using. Usenti is easier because it has a 16 color palette you can keep track of. That's basically it. Most of the tools you won't probably use, so this is basically a compressor tool. So I guess 7743 used this to analyze all the data on the ROM in earlier versions to make patches, I guess something like that. And difference tool, just give me a sec. 7740 send me some notes, so go into that for now. Difference debug tool is basically, yeah, I doesn't really use it, but I don't really understand either, so I'm gonna skip it. Okay, portrait tool and magic creation tool are intended to be the original portrait import tools, and they're intended to be this original trade your portrait version of FEBuilder like recently, but they have some issues, so I recommend not using these. However, you're gonna use this just in case. The ROM translate tool. Suppose you want to translate Japanese ROM to a US ROM and vice versa. Say you want Japanese in a US ROM, you can just use this to translate. Or if you want English and Japanese ROM, you can use the same thing. There's two of our ASM wizards, so basically advanced users. Disassembler just disassembles a code for the patches and all game, so you can use this to edit everything. Yeah. The pointer calculator is basically just basically your address for certain locations. So I guess this searches all this stuff. So when we went to settings in the last video, so go into run emulator just to show you how debug tool works. How the debugger tool works, more importantly. So this is a debugger tool. So all the displayed events will show around here. You can just directly click on this event to edit a current event. This is event history, so what will happen before. Guess you can like procs around here, I'm not sure, etc. So you can just, yeah, it's basically all this advanced stuff you can use. It's not particularly important for debug. It helps in debugging, but probably won't use it unless advanced. However, this one, you're gonna use this menu a lot with debugging. If you wanna test, you wanna quickly get to chapters and don't be playing it. So, however, first I'll just create a new save file just to show you what you can do with this part. So, we're gonna skip. Yeah, obviously going new game since we have no choice. So. Create a new file and just to show you what this event is gonna show. Yeah, just wait for it. Just get all these events around here. This shows all the events that occurred. This is basically what happened before, I guess, in program format. This is a bit more complex version of events, I guess. This is all what is shown here, and this is a cheat version. You can just directly clear chapter bit. First, I'll just show you what you can now do. So, I selected a unit, so you can max out all the units. Okay, I'll just show you starting stats before maxing it out. So, okay, now we max it out, and yeah, there you go, max all the stats including moves. So, have fun rocking the game for playlisting it. You just want experiments, so okay, now Cyan is 1 HP. You can give any items you want as units, maybe a red gem just for an example. There you go. Okay, Cyan is a red gem. Well, the numbers it uses around here, so you can just edit this before you do an oops, do a mistake like me. So here you can max out all the stats of your playable units. So I'll just show you Mansell before, you know, doing other stuff. Yeah, this is current stats, so we're gonna max them out. Okay, there you go. Mansell's max stats. Go choose a game. And this includes enemies, I guess. So I'll just show you a fighter stats, just so you have a reference. Okay, there you go. Enemy stats are maxed out. Just feel it, test around. And guess you got level 10 instead of 20. So yeah, have fun. Oh, you can even cheat more and change HP to 1, so meme around this, I guess. And you can set all the enemy height would not move, so if you want to cheat this even further, you're gonna wait around here. So like do one move, I guess. Anyway, you can just directly clear this chapter if you want to. So wanna do this, feel free to do it, I guess. Just gonna save around here, and okay, here's where you can just directly skip chapters if you want to. So other tutorial mode, you have Arika's route and Ephraim's route. You want to do this just in case you want to go to either Arika's route or Ephraim's route post chapter 9. So you can also use world map, not to directly go to world map mode, just in case you get stuck. Let's go to chapter 9 for now, and also give some goals. So yeah, sure, why not? How much gold do we have? We have not funds. You can change a turn count here. You can put fog if you're crazy enough. Okay, we just got max fog. How far can you go this? Yeah. Guess there's a limit. So. Okay, see. Go at 4. Guess we need to change the weather too, so sunny, snow, blizzard, yeah. You can change this one if you want to, I guess. and you can change the turn counts, so just make it funny and put 255. Okay, 255 turns. Right. Okay, anyway, let's go warp this chapter. Directly skip chapters, just in case you want to test a specific chapter and for any bugs or events. I don't want to play the whole game. So. Yeah. Yes, you want to keep in mind that the world map not interconnected, so can't skip every chapter however you want, but you can skip most chapters. Anyway, I guess that should be it for this tutorial part, so consider leaving a like, share this video, and subscribe to my channel. And if you want to support me, feel free to donate some money in a PayPal link in the description down below. And until the next video, goodbye.